Welcome back to Talk Horror to Me, the only movie horror review podcast that is okay with going to full Monty. Before I bring in Ashley and Carlie, let's find out what we're watching tonight. Tonight, we look at Renfield, 2023 American comedy horror film directed and produced by Chris McKay and written by Ryan Ridley from a story by Robert Kirkman, who is also producer. Inspired by characters from the 1897 novel Dracula by Bram Stoker, film stars Nicholas Hoult, Awkwafina, and Nicolas Cage. Renfield, the tortured aide to his narcissistic boss Dracula, is forced to procure his master's prey and do his every bidding. However, after centuries of servitude, he's ready to see if there's a little bit of life outside the shadow from the Prince of Darkness. Crazy! Who picked this flick?
I did. And it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. And I waited for so long because I've been wanting to review this one. So I kept looking and making sure, it wasn't on any of the streaming services. And as soon as it popped up, I grabbed it as my pick.
Yeah, you were a little greedy. You're a little selfish and greedy. But
I forgive you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, what did you think about it, Ashley?
Oh my gosh, I love this movie so much for so many different reasons. One, I love that we have old school vampire back. It is so amazing to see some of the original lore just being weaved into everything. And I love how they made it so modern. It just fits so well. But this is one of those movies that as I was watching it, I was like, is this horror? But then we get into the gore aspect of it, and I'm like, yeah, this definitely classifies as horror, but it's such a dang feel-good movie. It's fun.
Yes.
I agree. I will tell you, I did love it. Watched it twice because it's so nice. And the one thing I liked about it, because I actually forced my girlfriend to watch it as well, because I said, oh my God, this is so good. You got to watch it with me. So we watched it together a second time. And I love the introduction where, well, first of all, I love when they start in the middle of the story. And then in his narrative, I thought Nicholas Hoult on Catherine the Great on Hulu, the Great, I thought that was just an accent he was doing. I didn't know that was his voice, his accent. So that was like a winner right there. Number one, his accent, listening to that the whole time. And then two, just like they start in the middle, and then they go back to the black and white. And they go back to all those things that show Nicolas Cage, almost like a spitting image of Bela Lugosi when he gets introduced at the castle, and in how it all plays out going back to, back into the present. Amazing, well-crafted, well-oiled in terms of oh yeah, we're taking Bela Lugosi and we're paying homage, and then we're just dropping our faces into that scene. Yes. And then going forward. Amazing. To Ashley's point, yes, it's a feel-good movie. I don't know how else to put it. It's very Dead Alive to me, where it's it's over the top, but yet gory, but yet you're rooting for people, and it's it's like a romantic comedy. Fantastic. But Carlie, this is your pick.
Yes.
What did you think?
I had so much fun watching it. I laughed so hard in so many places. My middle child was watching it with me. It was his second time watching it, and he did not spoil it at all for me, which was fantastic. I love the action sequences. They were very well done, very well shot, and the gore was making me go, ew, and it was so fantastic. And I loved the acting, and Nicolas Cage is just comedy gold. He just is. He is comedy gold. And I loved Awkwafina and our other Nicholas Hoult.
Yep.
Okay, yes. Renfield was fantastic. just absolutely fantastic. And I don't know, I mean, I could shower it with praise for a very long time. It's nice horror comedy that I needed in my life. I just didn't realize I did.
The little murder baby.
Oh, yeah, and just to let you know, like Carlie said, she's been jonesing for reviewing this movie since it was in the theaters, and knowing that we weren't going to do it until everybody could watch it on streaming. And I swear, every week this woman behind the scenes before this live stream was like, "I can't wait for Renfield. I can't wait for Renfield. It's mine.
Yep.
Don't take it. It's mine." Let's slow down. You know? No, but it was awesome that it was a great pick. It is a phenomenal pick in my book because I was able to watch it twice. And to what you said, Carlie, the action sequences, it puts this movie into like 12 different genres.
Yes.
Horror fest, kind of horror, but can't be horror. And then just this fight choreography was phenomenal. And I don't know, there was even a little drama in there, just a little bit of drama.
There was.
And drama as well. Yeah. I who knows? It's not like it failed at any one of those things because it succeeded at every one of those things.
It did. It was even psychological. Like that was a huge aspect of it. So it was just but it was done in such a spoofy way.
Yeah.
But it was still psychological. So I mean, I loved it. Holy crap, they did great.
Yeah.
And I will say, for me, when I was doing the summary and reading through the synopsis, I did not know that this is from my boy Robert Kirkman, who wrote the Walking Dead series, comic series, and the show. I didn't know that this was based on something he did, so I was like, "Oh, all right, 2 more points for you for Robert Kirkman, who is phenomenal." But yeah, just the idea of it. Again, psychological. It's psychological in a different way. Psychological is we're in a support group about codependency, which is, who would have thought that would be the premise of getting out of a toxic relationship? Oh, fantastic!
But like, it was so accurate too. Like, I think we've all kind of been in a toxic relationship at some point in our lives, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship or a work relationship. And this movie was so relatable in all of the best ways.
Yeah.
I'm trying to refrain from like not laughing.
and like I said, Carlie was talking about Nicolas Cage. And Nicolas Cage, yes. Was he at his most Nicolas Cageiest? Yes. Was he comedy gold? Not really, because he was playing a straight man the entire time. He was not like being spoofy. He was like digging in deep to that character about how he felt as, I'm a powerful immortal being. Why you weird peasant-y peon ant, servant talk to me this way?
I think it was how straight he was that made me laugh that hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And he would do stuff that, like, I think when he was in the apartment, when they were talking about that book.
Oh my God.
And just like his mannerisms, just like, no, you go ahead. No, explain this to me. Maybe I'll learn from you. As you can see, people, we can't even get over this own episode because this movie was so fantastic. But, we could do laugh and comedies all night long. But in reality, we need to find out what our favorite kills were in this whole debacle. So, Ashley, there was so much of it this time, either forever or temporary. What was your favorite kill?
Okay, I know that it shouldn't be my favorite kill, but it is. When Dracula shows up to the therapy session. I know that none of it should be my favorite.
Are you taking all of it? Like the entirety? As your favorite?
The entire scene.
Okay.
Because the whole time I was like, okay, you guys are gonna know who I'm referring to whenever I say the sweet lady and the sweet man. I was like, one of them has to be safe, but no.
All right, I'm going to take one comment off that only because it was so amazing. Cinematically, that scene. He punches Renfield.
Yes.
Renfield goes into crazy ass slow motion while Nicolas Cage is doing the work of all the stuff that you're in love of, Ashley. And that, like the fact that it was done before Renfield hit the ground at the far end of the room, fantastic. So, like cinematically, it's like you wouldn't think this movie would have like kind of like that depth of cinema, of choreography, but it did, and it was amazing. With that, I'm gonna go a little more direct.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it was probably the how can I put this? The second servant kill. Because, you know, they went to X-ray. We got to see all the insides of what happened. And then we got to see the aftermath of what happens when that happens to a human body. And without giving it more away, again, this is a new movie, that was pretty explosive. Let me just say that. It's pretty explosive.
There you go. There you go. That's the best way to put it.
All right, Carlie, what do you got?
What have I got? I have got scene at. There are so many kills during this scene.
Yeah.
It's when they're at his apartment complex and they're getting chased down by all of the Lobos gang.
Yes.
And the cops and everybody else. And he got a hold of the ants and just went to town. And I loved it. And when he was falling down, you know, from killing somebody, and he goes, "Hi."
Again, romantic comedy. All this was. Yeah, the blood and guts. Don't let it distract you from the romantic side of this show, and the message of, like, you know, do the right thing. Absolutely. Like there was one. There was like some hand throwing.
Yes, literally.
I didn't. I still can't get, as Carlie can tell you, I still can't get over. We could go another hour about every kill in detail because it was just crafted so well. It was like I was watching The Raid. You could either one, the one with Carl Urban or not, which Dread was basically a retread of The Raid, the Korean movie, which was just an apartment building and this one guy just going through level against level against level of the bad guys. And that's all this was, just all in the courtyard of an apartment complex. And the fact that there was a car at the bottom and it was kind of covered, you couldn't really see it anymore because of falling bodies. You know, and he, like, you know, brings her down so gently, you know, onto the car so they could get away. It's so sweet. I love it. I love it.
It was cute. It was so freaking cute.
And what was it? Did I see you take off someone's arms with a serving tray? And he's like, adrenaline.
Yeah, we didn't even touch about the scene at the bar.
Oh my god!
I know.
All right, let's talk real quick. We have some time, so I want to dig into the love interest. Awkwafina is not the typical person I would expect. You know, she is not Sydney from Scream. She's not Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween. She doesn't have that archetypal, you know, love interest protagonist, right? The female protagonist. Actually, her sister would be the one that we would more suspect to be the love interest. So what did you think of her, the choice of her as the protagonist? Ashley.
Oh, who you asking?
I loved her as the love interest. To me, it was just kind of like a win for the nerdy girl. Like, yeah, we got the guy this time. Get it, girl. But then they kept her character, you know, like definitely a chaotic good moment that she had there. So I like the little twist on the whole relationship dynamic where it was like, I'm really falling for you, but gotta throw you in cuffs real quick. You broke the law. I don't care that you saved me. You're going to jail, buddy.
Yeah. I think before Ashley, I'll ask your opinion in a second, but I think that the fact that she's from the Ten Rings, Shang-Chi, the Marvel movie. She was a sidekick in that film. And she has this kind of this snark to her. Like this, like, I'm in for whatever. I'm down for whatever. And she's like always got that snarky comeback, that sass to her, which I think really worked in her favor as this daughter of a slain cop, like
Mhm.
bent on revenge, but in a way so she could play all of it, but still have this hard edge to her and not be like, oh, I'm so gaga over you, Renfield. Although,
Mhm.
like I said, the bar scene, the coming in to make a witness statement, like all really softened her up. Even the scene on the couch when he's making her food, all that was just, I don't know. It's just like you could see there was a soft underbelly, but
Oh,
she was
yeah.
trying so hard to keep it hard. So, Carlie, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts, I loved her snark. I loved it. I'm sorry, but you were talking about the food he was making her. That's one of my 4 that I picked.
Oh.
All right, well, don't give it all away now. We still gotta like try to match you. We might make you go last, so you have to pick what's left.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, her snark was fantastic. The timing was fantastic, and I really think that they did have the chemistry between the two of them, and I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I guess the question I have is why does it work? And my answer,
Exactly.
yeah, go ahead. Well, I was gonna say my answer is I think it's because they are both lost. They're both lost souls. Like Renfield trying to get out of this relationship, he's been lost for a century or more, 2 centuries. You have a daughter trying to honor her father and save his legacy and his memory, and they're both driven but lost, doing things for the wrong reasons. So like they're almost the same in so many ways. I think that's why they work.
I agree.
You agree? Oh, Carlie agrees with me.
Yes, I
So let's go back to lots of fantastic. Let's talk about Nicolas Cage. We got a few minutes before we're gonna rate this sucker. So Carlie,
Yes.
without laughing too hard,
Okay.
why was Nicolas Cage the most perfect character or actor for this role?
Because he can pull off the camp, cheese, and straight at the same time. All of it at the same time, keeping that straight face, through what would make somebody else break and laugh. And he's just got that face.
He does got that face.
He's just got it. He's got the whole demeanor. It's comedy gold, even though he was a straight guy.
He was. He definitely was. Ashley, you want to add on to that at all?
I think Nicolas Cage really just wanted this role. And I think that shows with his performance because he had a blast doing it. And I really like to imagine that there was one Halloween where Nicolas Cage like threw on a Dracula costume and was like, I look freaking good, dude. Wait until they make a movie. And then he got it.
Satan!
Yeah.
Sorry. Did I give it away? I will say that his acting. Okay, first of all, kudos to the practical special effects department.
Yes.
Because when Nicolas Cage, and by the way, not only that, but the set design of the abandoned hospital or home for the retirement or whatever it was, with all of the blood bags, like all put up almost like a curtain onto a throne. It was very Game of Thrones feel to it. And when he was charred to a crisp, number one, charred to a crisp when he was like, oh, that doesn't look good. And he's like, how you feeling? Are you okay? He's like, no. And then when he's recovering and he's like, his ears peeling off and his face is all fucked up. The fact that you can read his acting through all that prosthetics was also amazing. I felt.
Oh yeah.
You could read him, the character, not just like, oh, I'm just looking at this goop with like the mouth moving. Just
it was a beautiful film.
It was. Even in his most campiest, like blood spurting, Evil Dead blood spurting moments, it was just fantastic. But again, we could talk all night, y'all. But we really need to know how we gonna rate this. And because Carlie says she's got 4 already mined and ready to go, we're going to put her on the spot and say she goes last because it's her
Yep.
film, so she gets to go last. So Ashley, out of 5, what do you give this beautiful,
Oh my
beautiful
gosh.
film?
I think Carlie's for sure going to get upset with me for this one, but I have to give this 5. I don't want your weird cookies.
And by
They were
that,
murder cookies.
yes,
Oh,
they
yes.
to be specific, murder cookie snickerdoodles. So just let's keep it classy.
And there is a there is a recipe someone's already made with that title.
That's fantastic. How could you not? How could you not? It better be in the Renfield cookbook. That's all I'm saying.
And the murder cookies was one.
All right, so I'm going to go with. I mean, I can go the short way or I can go the long way.
Long way, baby. Let's
All right,
go.
I'm going the long way. So mine is I'm also going to give this a 5 because I got nothing bad to say about this. I'm giving it 5. I have to read it. I'm going to give it 5 better hours, better pay, and a better parking spot. Kyle's parking spot.
Nice.
I'm glad we went the
And
long way.
now you got stuff to pick. Which one? You know, I think I'm going to have to go with the solid 5. Fuck you, Kyle's.
That was my short way. Thank God I actually told me to go the long way. That was my short way.
My last one, since we don't have Brooke here, was Carla, the margaritas are ready.
Wait, so is that all 4 of yours? Because I want to hear if you have any more.
Yes,
Okay.
that was all 4 of them.
I mean, I was going to add one more because we have time. My other one was 5 daiquiri drive-thrus. Was going to be my other one.
Yes.
Because that was even more obscure. And that was mentioned only once about why are we out here doing DUI stops when there's daiquiri drive-thrus. So
I only had one more, and mine, I don't know if it would have made sense or not, so I didn't say it, but it would have been 5, How I Met Your Mothers.
I mean, I could have even gone off script and done a little Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about him. I mean, I don't know his name offhand unless I look it up, but the mafioso's son, I forget what his name was.
Teddy.
Teddy.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
I mean, he was so absurd. You talk about absurdity. I think he was 5 times as absurd as Nicolas Cage was.
Mm.
And just how he presented himself, his entitlement, the fact that he was really a loser, and then everything that comes after that.
Call my mom. Call my mom.
And that's pretty much says it, right?
I have known so many Teddys in my life that I was like, I can buy this being a real person. Like, I've met Teddys before. They are literally that oblivious. They are a cartoon. This is their world. We're just in it.
Oh, can I go one more? I want to go one more.
Yeah.
I want to go. I give this film 5 body-infused concrete ice cube trays.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Which I love because as absurd as it is, it opens up a crazy ass door to a sequel that somehow, because he did dump all the concrete ice cubes in one place.
Yes, he did.
So if you think about, like, if he could kind of, rot and it gets, the meat gets like squishier and smaller, but so now is able to get out of it. He could put himself back together Venom style, in some way. And the biggest complaint I have is that this film didn't crush it at the box office. It did not do
I know.
crazy well. It was a flop. And I think it's just, I'm hoping that it has life and legs on streaming. Like it becomes like a cult classic.
Because it's
it already
fantastic.
is. Yeah, it already is a cult classic in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope that it really finds its legs and I don't know if it's going to make the box office. I don't know how they're going to rate it now or figure that out, but it was well worth what they put into it. Absolutely.
It was phenomenal. Like probably one of the best movies of the year, I would have to say, because it like you said earlier, it hits so many different genres that it's just like, if this is your introduction to any movie, if you're like, I really like horror, but maybe, I'll get into some romantic comedy, here you go. This is
You know what I really want? I want a cross between a psychological drama, kind of like Girl Interrupted, but also like Return of the Living Dead with a lot of spray and goo and like really over the top blood. Renfield's your choice. I'm just saying.
It's perfect.
Hey, middle child said that it hit everything that he wanted to see.
Yeah, I
So I was like,
agree.
all right.
I mean, I saw some forearms slapping other people in the face, so it's definitely hitting a lot of things in this film, is what I'm saying. But with that, I mean, we don't have Brooke here, unfortunately.
No, we don't.
But what's next? What's the next horror classic? So we have a choice. Number one, we will be off for the 4th of July weekend. Enjoy, be safe, have fun, make sure your dogs are sedated. If need be. I know my dogs need to be. So we will take the 2nd off. The 4th is on a Tuesday. We'll be back the following week. So we do have a movie already queued up. I've already watched it twice.
I have not.
I've not either. I'm a slacker.
Anyway, I love you both, even for being slackers. But the movie that Brooke picked, Brooke is not here because she's facing a little Dorothy in Oz action with some tornadoes locally. So that being said, she did pick Would You Rather, which I believe
It's on Tubi.
Thank you. It's on Tubi. I couldn't think of what it was. I think there would be commercials in there a little every so often, which is not bad. It does not detract from the movie. The movie doesn't have a pace that way. He says, "Oh my God, in the middle of the scene, I'm all out of it." No, it's done well enough that it can pace very well with commercials.
Okay, good.
Why am I telling you all this? I should not be telling you all what's happening on the next movie, but that's just me. I like to be prepared. So
I was enjoying it. It was spoiler heaven.
Well, if I remember last week, Carlie was all into my spoilers for Renfield.
Yes, I was.
So you tell me what the movie is, and I'll keep on watching them. But
fantastic.
But Carlie, with this beautiful film of yours, thank you so much. It was amazing. What's your last words on this film?
My last words were, y'all, if you haven't seen it, you need to make it a cult classic. Make it something that's going to be around forever. That's what I got to say. Forever.
Ever.
I
don't know. That's gang signs. Whoa, easy. Ashley's like, woof, woof, woof. All right. Well, I said last week I was going to not do hearts anymore because I suck at them so bad. But I'll do it one more time. Try. How about that? I don't know.
I can't do it very well.
It still looks like, I don't know, I'm like doing some sort of ad for McDonald's, but it's okay. It's okay. So love to you both. I'll see you in two.
Much love.
Much love for you. And with that being said, we wish you well. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and scary later.